Good evening, all. This is Fari Hemsey. I'm with Hemsey Analytics in Cape uh, Naples, Florida. Don't try to Google it. Somebody did. Uh, that's a code name, yes, or our location. One of my investors a while back said, if you don't get your address off of the internet, I'm taking my X out, the dollar wise. I said, oh, no, no, no. We'll do what you want, sir. Hold on. Give it about half a day. Why do you need half a day? We want to make sure we don't leave anything out there for you. And Nancy and I went through and tried to see, and we just said Naples, Florida. That's it. Not even the zip code. Yeah. So, anyhow, welcome. It's 24th of March. As you know, last week I was in New York. Before that, I was with you guys. And every 2 weeks we do this. It's recorded. We'll keep it a little brief. We have updated one of our algos called MBS. No, that's not Mohammed bin Salman. No, it's median of the range of the market, but it was only work for a few names because we had to hard code the legal day. The issue is the legal day of the name, right? And so, and one of my guys was here. One of my programmers from ex trade station, actually officer. Uh, he lives on the other side. He was out here. We have a really good Persian food place. He loves Persian food. So I said I took him there. I said, "Well, give me a list of things I can help you with." I said, "Well, one of this is MBS. We do have a working model. It makes sense. I can see it, but I can't do much back test. There's a couple of logic issues I have with it. Unfortunately, he has an issue with his family member. May have had a uh, very, I want to be clear and keep it private, a soft case of a mini heart attack on the West Coast, what I call the left coast. So he flew out there immediately. He's there. And now the problem seems to be maybe minimum has gone away. Okay. So we're grateful to that. But I'm not going to push him and say, hey, when are you going to come back to work on this? Listen, I've been there. I've done that. Both mom and dad happened like that. And you just can't. You just be patient. So I know grand words of uh, Pink Floyd. We're comfortably numb right now to wait for him to come back. I can go through the code, but the code at times parts of it is a little bit recursive, so you really got to understand the logic. And right now, everything we do is elevated. Some CPU usage. Hello, Michael. How are you, sir? Nancy, howdy. Hi, Dennis. How are you, sir? And then, Nancy, why don't I get you on the other side, right? Well, make organizer. You should be an organizer now, Nancy. There we go. And so we I want him to come in. We're going to go through it. We have a machine here that we use as a remote, so we dial at the same time. It computes here and all that. But we're having issues that we need to watch. Uh, the, the, as you saw some of our pictures and some of our calls, we've been so spot on that the few hedge funds, some of them classmates actually, of Stanford, Connecticut, they were at the dinner in New York. This is at University Club, I think 55th and 5th Avenue. Couple of buildings down from there's his buddy there on T Tower, yeah, top floor, yeah. Couple of blocks down, yeah. As a matter of fact, he was in town because you could see the police down there. They're asking me to do more stock names, but we can't do everything. So we're trying to do big names to make sense, because the Tiger Shark has certain minimum requirements. It's not made for you to trade John and John on that Johnson Johnson, but we but one of the key parts of that is becomes CPU usage. So we're creating some studies. We calculate the baseline, so on and so forth. So it's a longer methodology and backtesting than normal. But we'll be there in a day or two. Now, 4.98 version or much bigger problem because with deadline coming in end of a month for we issue code for following month. We're not going. Her goal was to finish it here. With this mishap, we're going to give the keys for May normally, and then maybe by May 10th. Excuse me. I will be updating it with a 4.98 because right now we're using 4.96. That's all. We're also looking at the best news is we're also looking at modifying orb, and our exits are excellent. That's not the issue. We have really worked a lot on exits, but the orb is orb as entry. What I'm trying to do is take a version of it and drop the orb. So it's not opening range balance. It is what we do here with the DMZ. We have very good exits. Those exits are also, but those levels are also open at the open. Why don't we make it just trend following? Forget the orb. You know what? I think somebody's trying to kick our ass. They constantly come in at the early part of the orb, the reversion back and forth. We've been lucky so far recently because we've had directional moves, but that's only 30% of the time. If you think about any trend following system, like John Henry, the guys who own Red Sox, okay, started with a simple trend following system. You trend following 30% of the time. You mean reverting 70%. Okay, so yeah. Well, we lose money is our mean reversion, and so that's a change we want to do. But of course, that's not going to be something tomorrow. It may be quickly to get to a point to say, hey, yeah, this may work, but we have to be tested. So that my goal is to get there in about 90 days. So that let's say by the time we get to September, we're no longer calling it orb because it becomes trend following, but a kick-ass trend following because our exits are good. We're just going to make the entry right and not within the structure, but they can see what they can do to me. Okay, because the orb you're looking at price levels and channels. Trend following is a little bit different. So if I could optimize it in what I've done so far on the exit, back to forward to front for entry, does that make sense? Then whoever's trying to knock all the orb guys out, they're gonna come very surprised. Hi, Bull. How are you, sir? Okay, welcome. So that's the game plan. That's our housekeeping. There's nothing else going on. I will be going to LA. May 30th is the 100th year anniversary of Imperial Uranian Air Force. My dad, as you know, was an air attaché in Washington during Nixon era. What the F-14 saved Iran from the ravage of Saddam. I've got an invitation. I gotta go. I've gotta go. It's 100 year. So, and that's at Nixon library, and I'm going to be wearing a medal that Nixon gave to Dad. Yeah. So, and the one also the one that Shah gave. It's an Imperial court medals, not the Air Force medals. Yeah. So that's the only day I'm going to be away. Aside from that, that's our game plan. We're going to work on what we discussed. Having said that, let's go to our calendar. Okay, Nancy reminds me that we got GDP tomorrow, absolutely on. Oh, hold on. What did we do in durable goods? That's where I want to take a look. Because that's the only thing that was really matter. EIA separate, but let me go here. Okay, durable goods, 1.4 revised down. Oh, consensus we beat. Okay, nice. Okay, 0.5. So we were up earlier. Yes. Hold on. Let me check something here. Oh, okay. Hold on. I'll get to that. Yeah, actually, on NQs we were up, but they sold it. Yeah. Okay. By the way, one of my guys I follow, you may want to follow him, is a good guy. Triple D, what's his name? Triple D, hold on. Let me show it to you. This is pretty good. Used to interview me. He works for Benzinga. What's his name? Triple D, hold on. Triple D. There we go. This guy. Dennis Stick, yeah. I think he's out of Canada, yeah. But he dials into Detroit where Benzinga is, yeah. Now he was saying early in the morning, I expect to be a down market here today. I asked him why. I never got a chance to see his response. Yeah, but you may want to follow him. He's a pretty good. His stocks is very good, yeah. And he, of course, is Benzinga. So, in a way, we did that. If you think about it. So, sorry. We'll get. Sorry. I'm back. We'll get to that in the charts. But 2.6 here. Wow, durable goods. Above consensus, halfway between the range. Okay. Month to month. I haven't seen these guys. It's been a busy day. I'm just going through with you guys. I am not a type who would do this prep, with notes and all that presentations. I do it just like I am naturally during the day. So, and we don't edit. We have no editing capability, nor do we want to. If there's a mistake, you're gonna hear it as is. There's never gonna be a 18-second, 18-minute or much less than 18-second gap on the tapes here. Yeah. Even though I'm Republican, I wouldn't do what Nixon did. Okay, 0.5, and as you know, I'm going to his library for that. As a matter of fact, last time I was there was with my dad, and that was in '94, I believe, and it was quarter Q4 of '94. We went there for his funeral. Yeah, long drive from LA. Yeah, Loma. I mean, you're Belinda. You're Belinda. Yeah. Okay, 0.5, 0.1. Wow, that's a big revision down. That's 40% down. Jeez. 0.3. 0.2. Okay, extra inspiration. Core capital goods 0.7, 0.4, 0.2. Okay, that's the revision down. 0.2, that came in line. Okay, so yeah, this is a problem there a little bit. Durable goods. Okay. All right. Now, that's what we had today. No, I'm saying that's now. Tomorrow we have no. That's we have GDP tomorrow. This is key for tomorrow, and then PCE on Friday. Quarter over quarter. Okay, 3, 4. Okay. Okay. Remember, we'll be on the rates. This is crucial here for rates. Yeah. So oh, I'm sorry. They're saying point. That was before. That's 0.3. So if we get anything at 3, this is gonna go nuts. The interest rates are gonna go nuts. Yeah. As we've been pounding the table all this time, and again, I'm following Admiral Tico, my boss, or now Fleet Admiral Tico. Since Q4, he's been saying Fed is not going to be easing, and we've had all these scenarios, some of them with some little bit of portfolio in real estate, wishing the Fed will ease. This is no praise. This is no praise zone. Okay, I don't care if you want to pray on Friday, on Saturday, or Sunday. No praying. You got to look at data here. No politics. Look at the data. So GDP could be a big tell, and then of course PCE favored all Fed chairs, right here. Especially, I would want to be look at core PCE. So keeping track on that on this. What I do, I use Econo data. This is the source for all major market calendars. They all get from him. This might as well get this. And then if you want more detail, I would, depending on who is the producer of the data, there's a federal government. You go in there. Some of them, some are not. Most are. But let's say Sentiment is U of Michigan, for example. And there's conference with all that. But most of these is the government itself. You go take a look, see what the numbers are. If you want to dig in more. For example, on a non-farm payroll, I sit there patiently, refreshing until the data is out of quarantine. I could see what they've done with the what do you call it, non-farm payroll. Especially, for example, I do it for manufacturing, for healthcare, for hospitality. There's not enough room to non-farm to give you one number. You just cut the data. And devil is in the detail. If you want somebody spoon feed to you, you can. You can just be like George W. Remember what Ann Richards said to him? Yeah. You can be spoon with a silver spoon. You could be fed, but it could be several minutes later. And that's several minutes because somebody's going to put it on CNBC. But if you trade futures, you don't have that luxury. You have to do it yourself and be ready and get it. And it's not that difficult. Believe me, you'll get it. It's not that difficult. It has nothing to do with your IQ. A lot of it's just common sense. Hell, Tico can get it. So you just have to, deal with it, write it down, take notes. Over time, you figure out. Okay. Okay, so here PCI, I will want to be looking at this number this time series there. So these two are crucial. Make sure we don't get into trouble there. We should be fine. If we do an uptick from these, then this whole story about Fed easing and that is completely out of the window. My thinking is we may not even have a the Federal Reserve interfering with interest rates this year. Part of it is the vigilantes. The bond vigilantes are doing their job anyway, so they don't have to respond. They don't have to answer to anybody. What do I mean by that? Simple. Here's our treasuries. You can see where we are now. Worth noting is that there was also an article today. The subprime for auto. This is auto rates, right? Autos, cars, long-term insurance. I'm saying houses. Auto, houses, long-term insurance. Uh, uh, this is the subprime rates are having issues. Subprime car loans, not real estate, car loans. The problem is the default rates are up. Now we've heard this before. They've had this alert before, and nothing has happened. But sometimes it takes a while for the dam to be broken. I don't know if you saw the movie. I forgot what was it. Were the Eagles there? What was one of those? I tried to put a bomb in a dam to get over what's underneath. The installations beneath that. This is a World War II movie with Richard Burton and Clint Eastwood, and they walk away. They think, "Hey, it didn't work." Oh well, we tried it. Pressure on the dam takes a while, so until it breaks. But you could see this. This is what this is MS1. I'm sorry, MR3. MR3. Monthly resistance 3. Okay, this is MS3. That's the support. It's about to break through those. Okay, now couple of caveats. You see the divergence there with the CI. Very sensitive. Yes, I understand that, but this is the problem. One exogenous news, it'll turn this sucker back up and shoot up. After all, it's only at 12. You can see that value is at 12. You need to have a good signal like this. Here would be more than 22, close to 25. This is a negative of that. So keep that in mind. This could happen to us easy. You can also see the front is already moving. Fed did do nothing. This is what the market is doing. These are your bond vigilantes. So hope that helps. Let's go to our normal charts. Sorry guys, I'm on because of my psoriasis. I'm on some sugar control. Your what do you call it? No, I don't have diabetes at all. Not even close. My is it 5? Is it my whatever one A1C? My A1C is like 5.01, 5.02. But yeah, no, I'm saying 5.1 or 5.2. But it's very, very docile. But still, I don't want it to go anywhere. Never was even never touched 6. But I've come down, lost some weight. I feel great, but that takes a lot of water. I have to constantly have water in my system. Okay, we closed at 1, which is say 0. Interesting call by Dennis that I showed you. We left translation. Okay, we did hit a low that will qualify for if you guys remember in the 13 and 14. Then again, I think around 18 you had these what we call launchpad modes, where your McClellan oscillator drops below 200, negative, below 200. Here we were, I believe, 260 something, 287 negative down here. Okay, but that wasn't the low. That was last Wednesday. If you got to last Wednesday long, yes, you'll be okay now, but it took you 4 days to come out of that hole. Well, but not if you're using SV2. But we don't give SV2 out. We only provide it here. That's not our offering. You could see the price value there. Look what that low was. There we go. It was Friday. Now, why did I wait a tad also? Because I know it's the expiration. Yeah, I spent too much time in Chicago. I lived
5 blocks from the exchange. I had a badge. I can go in anytime I want. They used to teach there. And what you see here is actually it's one of the cases that very easily SP2 outgunned McClellan Oscillator, which is much older indicator. McClellan Oscillator was been around since I think 65. Okay, the written was by Miriam McClellan, the wife of Sherman, both good mathematician and statistician. Member of my user group in LA, Mask. I probably saw them at least a couple of times a quarter, or sometimes even more, in over 10 years. Yeah, and he would get up and get 5 minutes automatically. I would always tell him, just raise your hand. It's yours. And he would do it part of a warm up. They did this housekeeping and stuff. I would open a meeting. Maybe one of the guys has got some of the charts. He would get up and give his numbers, which is a McClellan Oscillator. But I knew he had a little bit of delay. Why? The technology of the math behind it. Ours is done in 2002, I believe. The CIs. I'm sorry. CIs were 2002. I'm sorry. This was 96. This was on 96. The only thing we've added is these colors. That's all we have done. And that was happening because technology of trace station changed, not the algorithm here. It's a very useful algorithm for good about 4 to about 8 days accurate. 4 to 8 days accurate, and so we haven't changed any of the algorithm. We did add color as the versions got better. This was written on version 4. Trace station, we're now at 10. Yeah, 4. 4 it was written. It really didn't. I'd say I can't say 5 because 5 was around 98, 99. So yeah, it was 4. But anyhow, this showed it pinpoint where it's gonna go. And now, what would I do is return back up because now it's easy. Remember, this is how you see, right? Data comes through like this. But my trigger is off 25, so I'm in alert mode. But this is still sinking down live during the day, and so is the underlying. So that's not the low. It gets to a weekend. What happened? OX is done. Option expiration is done. So I knew. Okay, chances are this is it. That night, Sunday night, I sent a response to Trace Station. I'm sorry, to I want to explain this. This is important. For PMT to hold on. Let me go here. Yeah, and the send out timer digest. Okay, I set this out. Here's the problem. It's 7:52 in the morning. It's still sitting in my box. This is the second time it's happened in 10 years. So I wrote to him. I said, "Hey, I'm sorry. It's sitting out my inbox here." He goes, "That's okay." He sent us a note back that you're cool. We take that. Now, if you keep doing that too many times, you're gonna say, "Hey, you gave me the system," but I wasn't. Why? Because I've been in the same trade for 6 months. If I was gonna get in the system, I would have done much sooner. And again, this is the second time this has happened. One time was pre-pandemic. I was flying to LA. I get to LA, it's sitting in my what do you call it? Outbox. Now, here's the thing. This is a Outlook 365, so it's on the cloud. So wherever you log in, you get your status. It shows we're sitting in the cloud. I called him. He says, "Why are you panicking?" I said, "It's sitting here." He says, "Farry, you're like one of our top timers ever." It's okay. It's okay. Let me check. He checks. He goes, "No, I don't have it. Send it to me now." I said, "Boom." So I took it. I sent it to him, and he says, "Fine, Farry. Don't worry about it." Remember, this could happen, but once or twice doesn't matter. And I've been talking about middle of last week on. I kept on saying, "Guys, I'm going to cover." At the Princeton dinner, a couple of big guns were there. From Goldman Sachs, one big guy from Morgan. "What's our call, Farry?" I said, "We're getting along over the weekend." Huh? Yes. Why? OX. Oh, okay. That was it. They understood what my head is. But I'm thinking, because when you get to this deep, you know what the data is coming to you. Now, I turned around and sent this to you guys with explanation. Okay? But also, Fleet Admiral Chicot also mentioned it. The most likely our time to turn is the weekend. Why? We have OX in front of us. You can't count on the OX. You don't know where it's going to go, but it's manipulated. Also, think about what the first hour is going to be. So really, if I was going to cheat here, it would have been 10, 11 in the morning on Monday. No, but my rule always come in is that's coming early, and like this today I did. Yesterday I overslept. I made really a bad decision, so I don't do that. I'm up. We're doing some programming stuff that's taking a little bit of time. I've gone to bed late, but anyhow, ideally this would go out earlier. It would go out like 9 o'clock at night. You know, we got to be before. Actually, the cutoff I think is midnight LA. I think Los Angeles time it should be really, in my world, midnight New York time. So that's you know, there's no looking at futures and say what you do. Now, if you're doing it in and out quickly, it would be the problem. Yes, but even now, I gave a signal change one time in 6 months, so not try to game the system. Yeah, and we're flat right now. We're flat. So moving forward. Sorry about minutia, but I want to make sure Rich knows me, Dennis knows me, Mark Becker knows me. We want to make sure that you understand my attention to minutia. That's how we build F-18s. That's how we build B-2 bombers. So you got to pay attention to detail. All right, now I start warning everybody about actually this chart. If you recall, this one, this part. It's on Twitter. It's on Admiral Tico's chart. By the way, thank you guys. Admiral Tico's numbers are exploding. But that's because he's only doing charts there. But when we get here, that's a really, really big signal. A lot of this short-term stuff, the false divergence is gone. Okay, this gives you a sell, but it's going higher. Why? It's a weekly. Gonna take a lot of that out, so you can see the short started there and we've come down. That's what I was wrong going in, but now I held on to book this, and then we're still flat. We will recalibrate in a day or two. And it's good to take a few days off because you go nuts in terms of, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that. So that's what happened there. I'm getting out of my sequence. Let me come back. Don't forget this. We're going to come back to this. Okay, thanks. So back to timer chart as we go through our charts. So we did a linear launch pad, but it was a little bit no confirmation with the OX in front of us. Now we've gone up, we hooked down. I think tomorrow is going to be a down day. That's my guess. You can't have a day like this with Meta dealing like this. We're trying to find out. Oh, okay. The talk is on Meta. This is from Nancy. That saying revenue guidance is below expectation. Oh wow! Of course. Remember, there was a chart about. Hold on. Let me get this chart over there. Hold on. I don't know what else on these charts are. Sometimes they're proprietary. Give me a chance. I'll bring it out here. You guys could see. This is a chart I want to talk about, which is comparison of asset classes. There you go. There you go. Okay, this is asset class. So if you kept your cash since 1970, that's what's your cash. This was your real estate. You put $1,000 in there. Okay, there's your treasury bonds. There's your gold. There's your corporate bonds. Here's your S&P. Now, why is that? It's a going concern. PE multiple of a going concern. Nothing is beating that. Now, I've looked at this for the last 30 years. Yes, trust me. Why? Because of Anderson School, AGSM, second derivative school in the country. In the derivative business, you look at the slope of the slope of the slope. Okay, you can't just put a couple of lines and say, well, this looks good. No, you have to react to the slope, color, and we call, I did a presentation in Chicago called Color and Slope. This stuff is important. So this is the big multiplier. And the going concern takes the premium. So my attitude here is, hey, I'm going to perfect what I'm doing here. We have a little cross there. You see that? Very low, but a cross. This tells us that, yeah, we're probably getting ready to go up. But the really area is when the zeros cross. So we're getting to this test here. We're going to watch what happens 50 and 20 bar, and that's all-time high. If there is any second thought, this is a left translation move, while this was a right translation. You see that? That left translation means that we're not done. We're going to get shoot back on that down below. Let's see how this is tomorrow. But tomorrow is the day to watch. The count is off. I do a count on my bars sequentially. I usually want to see 3 bars. Remember we talked about that? I know one of you guys wrote to me and said, I'm doing your count. I said, yeah, watch out. We only got 2 here. Okay, this is kind of a mild. But if we drop tomorrow, all that count is off. And guess what? We're heading south. That means coming over here, this is just the beginning of a move. Why? You have this much air pocket. The chart has geometry. Okay, so you'll see that's what could be heading. Now, of course, this is the time also why I want to cover my short with the time and digest, because you're hitting a number of unknowns, which is earnings season. Now, exogenous news happens in Iran, happens in Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Palestinian territories. What do you call it? Saudi Arabia is totally on top of all of this. That's exogenous news. I'm just talking about basic stuff of the charts and volume. Okay. I want to see if this thing continues. This is a weekly chart. The CI diff on it is going to continue lower or not. It's very beginning. We don't know. And I wouldn't mind, actually, ideally, for this to go to about 40, 51.50, and then pause it, and I'm going to sell the hell out of it. I sat here too long. Why? Well, true story, if you want. I was involved 2 cap raises. Dennis knows that. Nancy knows that. 2 huge cap raises for Tico's company, Tico Capital Management. Not HA. HA doesn't need any capital. HA generates capital, but over there it's a different ball game. And I took my eyes off the ball. Then I got, I'll get back to it. I have to finish that, which is very true. I have to finish that. And I'm glad to report to you the first 2 phases are done. And but it put me in a bad spot. And I'm trying to fix the problem with ORB, and so it just all piled up. But you know what? Here's what I do. I drink tea. It's for Fumanat, northern part of Iran, facing the Caspian Sea. And I said, you know what? One by one, it's going to fall into place where it's supposed to be, just like pattern. And don't push things. There's a reason this is going to take that. And also, in this market, the less decisions you make, sometimes the best. Sometimes you make too many decisions. Don't do that. So I needed that little pause there. I think maybe there. We'll get a lot better. So, and none of this getting caught there. That's what I don't want to do. My obligation to myself should be 2%, 3%, 4% drawdown. That's it. No more. I sat through 12. That's not right. How do I know that? Because we have a table. All of these charts are created. Here's the other chart. Let me show you. This chart is, I just brought it in this morning. There we go. Sorry. Here's the chart. Okay, this is posted as of Monday morning. You can see that. Okay, and we lost quite a bit. This was 140 at one point. That was 4 years ago. Yeah, because it was distance between that low. Well, no, but here you can see what we did. Because while this thing dropped, we were short. When we rotated down there, there's a webinar, March 20th webinar, I believe it was. No, March 18th webinar, so 17th webinar, 2 or 3 days before the low. We said it's going to be between 20 to 22nd. Are you with me? Dennis was there. 20 to 22nd of March 2020. And people said, how do you know? I said, I don't. But that's my target zone. That's my the high value neighborhood I'm looking for. And it came to be 22nd on Sunday. Now, we can only do on a daily basis, the legal day. So they gave us Friday close, because we made a call while we were trading futures. But I went on the mic to Chatsuma and said, buy everything now, because of the level it was. The time and money level. price level and X and Y. So they gave then the following day, the 23rd was a big day. If you read the $1 Trillion Trilogy by Nick Timoris, whatever it is, I think the inside guy at the Wall Street Journal. That's kind of a tri-balloon guy for FRB. He talks about one of the biggest day in the history of capitalism was on the 23rd. If Powell hadn't done what he had done, the Fed, on the monetary policy, the Congress couldn't do much on what do you call it, on fiscal policy. I mean, at that time they were thinking about should you need a light from your rear or they need a Lysol IV. Okay, that was their brain at the White House. So that was a little bit later about this period, but we had already switched. It turns out the big move that he did make that switch that day. That day, our market ticked down a little bit, like 5-10 points, but that's actually is a winner. You're expecting a huge move down. You've been coming down crazy, and you just move a tiny bit down or tiny bit up. You're stabilizing, okay? And just like Tesla did yesterday, okay? All of a sudden stabilizes, and then you know next day it's going to explode. And that's what happened with us. So we gave some of that back. Now we're at 63. I sat here too long. Of course, this caught up with me, but that's okay. But we're going to re-engage, and we're going to kick ass like we always have. You know, when it moves big, I have a good say. I have a good output. I'll wait for the next set. That's fine. And I had no interest right now trying to make that up right now. I'm going to let the market tell me. So when it's advantageous. Here's the problem we have. I have to give you guys a spread. Hi Joe, how are you? Long time no see. How's Murmansk? Are you still exercising? I'm swimming in the 32 degrees water. For those of you who don't remember, we sent Joe into Murmansk on some rowboats after he had the wrong election 4 years ago. We told him, "Yo, no soup for you. Go to Murmansk." Because how's Murmansk these days? It's very cold. Yes. Okay. Well, Admiral Tico, I remember now he's a Fleet Admiral Tico. Sends his regards. Yeah. Just try to stay warm. Actually, in reality, he's down here. And you're in Siesta Keys, aren't you? Yeah. But mentally, he's in Murmansk. Yeah. And it's very cold. Yeah. But you know, I got news for you. You will be staying in Murmansk for a while. Yeah, like a couple of decades. Yeah, so be careful. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, 1 second. 1 second, please. Okay. All right. Sorry. Now, somebody's trying to ring me here. I cut it off. Okay. Now, let's go through. Let's go. I'm losing my thoughts here. Let me get back. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm a little tired. It's been a long one. Okay. Let's go to EW. Now, you know Jason Goforth, good guy. Didn't participate in the book, but he was early on. Goforth ran Sentiment Trader. You all know him. I know you. He had done some stuff on EW. That's equal weighted. And so we have we. And we started this about 2 or 3 quarters ago. I got a guy who runs our chat room. One of them that go to chat room, but for AQ, by the way, we also have a new one for ES. Those of you interested in ES, we have an excellent fellow in his 40s, but quite a bit of stuff. And now, for tax reasons, he moved to Puerto Rico. Yeah, a lot of people for tax reasons have gone to Puerto Rico. If you're doing good, yeah, that's very probably because you have no state or federal income tax. But he's manning our S&P. You know, but so what his name is Thomas. Yeah, Thomas, and of course Peter. Peter was looking at which Peter Cook, you probably remember, he did the stuff on gamma stuff. Yeah, these guys are very, very they're geeky quants. That's what they are, geeky quants. Okay, and young and aggressive, and run a bunch of stuff on Excel and that kind of stuff they do. Okay, we did some on S&Ps for EW. Then we said, hell, we should do a ratio also. And this was the subject of my talk with Jason. As I was in New York coming in, I told him, I said, listen, once I get back, I'll get it to you. But we're looking at this ratio now of which is new. We don't have a lot of time on that. You know me, I take my time. I've been at this for a long journey, just like Dennis has, or Richard has, Rich Ruscio. You know, if the biggest problem Wall Street has, at least to those in financial industry, you come up with something, they throw it out there and say, go trade it. Like Abacus trading out of for Goldman, which turned out to be a disaster. Uh, or dynamic hedging by Bookstaber for Morgan Stanley, another disaster. It works, but they have not tested it, back tested it enough, and did not get at 3 or 4 sigma events. Okay, whenever he goes to blank, S blank, did it hold on or not? Okay, the problem with the dynamic hedging was that mathematically, of course, I was a student of Geske. He was the other guy. He was even bigger than Bookstaber. Bob Geske, a famous market technician, market mentor for most people on the West Coast. If you lived in LA and you took the AGSM, this is the guy you wanted to be in. His course was always booked, at least a year or 2 years in advance. Bob Geske. He ran what's called Lower Geske in Lower Bach Geske, yeah. Lower Bach Geske in 87. They were involved with the dynamic hedging and they lost the control. Now, within a day, they knew they were wrong. They had no way out also. Positions were billions and they got to stop. That's created they knew on the 16th. I mean, this is a true story. I took his course twice. That's how complicated it was. And he went through the facts. On the 16th of October, he senses they can't do this. It's not going to work. Because now you're going to have 3 sigma events, negative. And you can see, what happened on 19th. Yeah. The Black Monday. It just completely unraveled. And then on the other side of that was who? Esposito, the guy who works here with us on the options side. He was one of the few market makers who were standing in Cboe Open. Yeah, we're a little older types, but we bring experience in because we got to understand the events are. So, in that vein, what I'm trying to say is we're still watching this. We're still not making any inferences, but we're adding a little bit of tool at a time, trying to measure it as we go forward. But now we're doing the ratio of these two. You might want to write this down. Dollar sign NDXE versus the standard one. This is market cap. This is equally weighted cap. And we're looking at the high and lows of the ratio. And you could see it's getting pushed down. As the time we get to this, we're not going up, we're going down. This tells me, given I don't think we're done on the downside. But we'll find out. Now, why is that important and why do I make that inference? This is where the big cap guys can hide. Where this one they can't. So it's equal weighted. Once that pressure is on, the market is having a problem. If we come with that pressure, there would be more normal distribution, or where they're going to hide, or where they're going to invest. Right now, during the bad days, they're going to put in big names. Why? They trust the management. They trust the product. The balance sheet is strong. So that's what happens down here. All right, let me go to quickly. What time we have? Let me go quickly to Canaries. Canaries in a coal mine. What have we talked about? I kept on saying, guys, remember I was here. When was it when we were last webinar? Nancy, what was it? So today is the 24th, take for 10th, right? There we go. This is the 10th. There we go. This is where we were last time. This is the 10th, right there, this cursor. I said, guys, we're below center line and 50 bar. We're not done here. This is when last time we met here was this day. Look what happened. Now look where we are. Cannot get it 200. It's right into that yesterday. They killed it. So my bias right now is probably going to be a short. I probably will be in within a day or so, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Right now, this tells me maybe I should go in tonight on the short side. Yeah. Of course, I'm not in there to take advantage of one-day move. So at noise level, I mean, there was a couple of years ago, there was a question like, well, why does Tommy Digest do this and that? I said, guys, open up. Get some coffee in you. Get rid of that tea. If you're trading in a long period, long window, several days, several weeks, and so are the other ones in the market competition you're in. The buy timer digest. I'm not the only timer they're ranking. They're ranking a bunch of people. To do that, it is a wash. It's a wash. Don't panic. But and you don't need to pinpoint. Oh, today if I go now, I have a little advantage. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because you don't know what is going to be there tomorrow. It's a several days to several weeks that keeps the trend going. We're getting close to a failure. That's the bottom line. If that failure stays, we're golden. Okay. And I may not. And sometimes I put a trade on with them. It's not a money trade yet until I give it to you in a spread. That's what you get an instruction on the email. But to me, this says this did its job. We're not going to go up with S&P for the S&P, or S&P cannot go up if transformation is going down and it's weak. Same thing through here. I'm sorry, not up there. That's util. Same thing here between Russell and Nasdaq. So both of these are an issue. I think the problem was causing Russell into trouble now is uptick in interest rate because these guys need a lot of borrowing. They don't have the management. They don't have the balance sheet, and they're very cost sensitive because they don't have the paid in capital. So they do need to look at their. You need to look at their what do you call it? Equity equity to loan ratio, equity to debt ratio here. The big names they don't, but here you do. So in that 2,000 names, yeah, a lot of them are borrowing. Yeah. So when the interest rates go up, it impacts the capex. It stops a little bit of the rewards on the what do you call it, compensation. It cascades a bunch of problems. All right, let's talk about DTrender. Now, DTrender, the way I look at it is a scoring system, and I want to see the difference between price versus a 50 bar or 200 bar. That first ratio is here. The second ratio is there. Usually, when we make a good rotation up, we have 8.80 or 0.8, at max. Right now, we have negative, negative, negative. So it's negative 4 plus 1, negative 5.1, negative 5.2, and then negative 5.3. Not clean yet. I want to get all of these negative, and then I would go long. So I still think this tells me we still got to go down. What is this important? This is a big tool for big money managers because of that's what the contract is. A lot of time, hey, what were you doing with this cross? That's a debt cross. Okay? And what were you doing here? If not you're reacting, you're going to miss some run. So what this tells me right now is we're not perfect. We're middle of a move. We're not on this side or that side. Remember up here, we were like 8 and 8. It was when we were up here. Let's see if we go here. We got this level. It was according for all of them. Of course, you got to move all of them. At this point, I kept on saying what? Sell. We're going to go short. Or keep your short. Why? The pendulum has swung to the other side. It's pure mean reversion in its true form. Okay. Vols. Okay. Now remember, a couple of weeks ago, the data interest rates, this chart, locked out. We were not getting any updates. And I had to bitch and moan and write to different people saying, at CBOE saying, because this is the CBOE, this stuff is CBOE source. What the hell is wrong with you guys? Because they have options on it. That means they weren't running their options either. And finally, I traced in somebody says, Farry, just calm down, don't worry. I'll get somebody on it. Just give me a day. And within 2 days, the current data was showing, and then there was a gap that they filled that in. Okay. Now, Monday morning, this showed a possibly same problem. I'm just giving you the background. And I said, shit, I need the walls. I need to know where the walls are. And sure enough, we got that coming. This is Friday, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it would show part of Friday, and that was it. They corrected it. I don't know what was wrong in the morning. I sent them a chart, and yeah, pretty much it got corrected. So For those of you on TradeStation, we use what's called data integrity at TradeStation.com. The best thing is to give them the chart. Okay, so see the symbol, exactly what you're seeing. You don't want to guess. You don't want to have a typo. Tell them what's the problem is. Hey, data missing. Usually they answer you same day. Sometimes next day, depending on the solution. Yeah, Mondays are worse because you get a lot of people. But I wasn't gonna wait for that. You know me. I sent the email. I start calling. Boom, boom. Middle of trades, telling them, hey guys, we can't have that. Now, what happens here? We went to 3 to 4 sigma there. You see where we were? Now we went to higher level, but at only 3. To me, and that's Friday. To me, that's another signal. The vols have peaked. Get ready. As you know, I collaborated with Dr. Whaley. Listen, education-wise, I was not that bright, but I was smart to be at the right place. Lucky, that's right. I was lucky at the right place, right time. I knew the name. I said, "Okay, I gotta go up this guy. I gotta learn from him now, not tomorrow, not next year. Now." A lot of sacrifice in the family. A lot of people upset at me. I don't give a f. Okay, I'm Patton. If I've got a target, my plan is to destroy that target, and so I gotta go learn it, whatever that is. So one thing I learned from Whaley was, and you want to write this thing down, it's not the value of the vol, it's the structure of the vol. What's the best way to cover the structure of anything? The sigma channels. Comparing it to itself. When you do that, just a new picture emerges. So what I call, actually, we can do it like this, and go to weekly. Go to weekly, okay? And I'm sure for some of you guys this is boring, but I'm trying to get it to make sense. You see what's happening now? This is your shock wave. Gotta understand to read the shock wave. A best way is sigma channels. That dash is 3. That's a plus 3. I'm sorry, 4. Dash is 4. First 3 plus 4. Center line. Bottom 3 and minus 4. But you can see the equal distance. That's why I always say the vol cycles are better defined than price cycles. There's no price here. The price creates this. This is the market implied volatility, right? 8-way and so forth. So to me, hey, we're in that mode. Let me go back, make sure I put it back the same way so that it's always ready for the next trade. There we go. All right, so to me, that was another confirmation early Friday that we're going to have that. Now it's expiration. I got a couple of guys that are much better than I am. Peter, Esposito, and of course, Thomas. And so it was written. For us, it was written that we're going to exit over the weekend. And we did. Okay, let's go here. Now, here's Momo. Okay. You could see the move. You could see where this is disengaged. See that? You see where disengaged? The SP1 disengaged. Okay, now this software was written after SP2. We just assigned it because we assigned this already SP1. We weren't confused. We called that SP2, the second one, a special purpose indicator 1 and 2, because we're not into disclosing what's inside of it. This was done for hedge fund in Midtown, New York, and I was about to see him this time. Couldn't get it. We couldn't match our schedule. But I was only there one day. You know what the hotels were? Midtown, $1,200 for one little dinky room. $1,200. Yeah, I don't know where we're heading. These prices do not look good. Yeah, something else is off. Yeah, of course, New York always going to be New York, but yeah. So, long story short, this was written for one of the hedge funds in Midtown, New York. I was in Chicago at the time. This is as about when pandemic hit. But we also made a small brethren of it, which is a faster version of this, much faster, so that it will be more sensitive, so we can use it against each other. You know how people use like a trend following there, two time series going back and forth. We could do it here. We have to generate it separately. We tried. This may be also more elegant to look at it this way, where you have the sigma levels. But it came down to 3. It was at 3 over the weekend, so I'm -3. So my thinking is, hey, this is also telling you we're going to come back up a little bit. Now, this involves a lot of internals. As you know, S&P has more, SPX has more internals than anything out there, and it pulled up. But more importantly, look where this thing pulled up. We went to -12. We don't usually go down there. Another confirmation. Now, there's a lot here. That's why I said in the chat room, on the Twitter, more discussion of different charts in detail. Obviously, want to be recorded so you can have a chance to look at it again. I'd make it audio visual rather than just a snippet with a chart. SQ. Now, Murray, let me tell you something, Murray. This is the power of this tool. And guess who found out, or not found out, who reminded me of this? Right about here. Right about here. It reminded me of this. Remember, that's a new high, and it's a 4 sigma. Cash, the fellow who was my buddy from 40 years ago, new to trading in this format, in relative ways, been trading with me for about 2 years. Went to Harvard, MBA, and very, very, very smart cookie. And says, Farry, we're in that window. No. What was that window? If you look, it was 6 to 12 weeks, about a half a quarter to full quarter. How did we come up with this? Well, since we're making new highs and levels changing, we've had, I think, 4 incidents, 4 events. The statistically small sample size, but worked again. So this was a February 12th. Okay. This is February 12th, right? There we go. February or 13th. Look where the problem started, right there. 4th. It's within 2 months. And your limit is 3. Right? So it kicked in very nicely. What does it say? There were a lot of put buying down there. I mean, earlier. They bought the puts of this area. Okay. So they had the time right and pricing. Up there, probably even bought more because it gets cheaper. And that's what creates this little up and down. This is reported. You cannot trade this. You can manipulate this. This is reported after the close. And now it says the pressure is off. But when it gets up there, we have pressure. Some of these boys have put a mucho box up there to buy these other monies. Next to nothing, a penny, 3 cents, 5 cents. They made a killing here. This was a killing field. Got to understand how the big boys trade. Otherwise, you'll fly on the wall. Yeah. So, again, another bullseye. We appreciate that. Thanks, Cash. Yeah, I was middle of trading. He private messaged me. Says, very, very, very. Yes, what? Hold on. What's going on? This is SQ. It's in the zone. I said, hold on. I jump in. I lost a little money. I forgot. I got so into that chart, I forgot a little position on. So I came back. It was beeping. Obviously, we have sound in the background as the fields come. And we hit our first trail stop, trading stop. And I closed the whole thing. I said, I got to go back, look at it. Sure enough, it was. Immediately, I said, guys, we got to stay short. Forget about covering. We got to stay short. I know a couple of mini heart attacks were done, but like what? I said, you have to trust your indicators. Your indicators like your dashboard. You're in a Cessna. You're coming to land. Weather is bad. You got to look in your dashboard and watch that. Forget what's outside is. Who cares what's outside is? Look where you are in terms of azimuth, altitude, water, oil pressure. You got to look at things that you need to focus on. And then you see the ILS. When the ILS lines up, that's your initial landing system. As the integrated landing system. When the ILS lines up, you're going to land. But if you don't trust your indicators, how are you going to land in that weather? You're going to kill yourself and your passengers. We don't do that. We landed it properly. Okay. Now, these are spreads. We changed that early on because we knew we were going into May. Let's double check here. There we go. We have lead is May. You are long May and short August, 5th +5 -8 month of the year. So that's already in there. I think week before last that change came in. As I was going to New York, I changed it, so I'm coming back. I'm good. All right, so these are the futures they're trading. Obviously got reset at 5. Okay, you see that 4:59, getting ready for the 6 o'clock reopen. So we're fine there. Now, what does 1.24 means? No signal. What was this? What was this area? That was at 18. As we get into Friday, right? 19 was Friday. Yeah, that's 18, midnight of night. The rollover had, I'm not a rollover, but the pressure was built into the expression saying that's the low. So between Thursday and Friday, this peaked. Very low value. We've discussed how that to be read, and was at 3 sigma. Again, another indicator conforming. Is it all going to be lined up at the same time? Hell no. Why? It's a market. You have chaotic everything. Everything's chaotic. Order flow, everything. So, and this is during that period that they're still launching missiles back and forth. So we had another confirmation there that, yeah, we're about there. Be careful. Remember, plus or minus 1 day in market timing, you're a genius. Okay, you are plus or minus 1 day. And so we knew that weekend. That's it. As a matter of fact, Caffrey, head of Tiger, the front point. What's your call? I said, sir. No, come on. What's your call? Okay. We're gonna cover. When are you gonna cover? I said, well, over the weekend. Why? I said, I think that's my field. That's my data. Okay, good enough. Keep me posted. Bam, boom, boom, boom. Why it's like that? He's in Dubai. He's running a major investment bank out of Dubai. Yeah, for industrial companies only. Interesting. Yeah, they raised quite a bit of money, but he lives in Greenwich, and operates out of his iPad. Yeah, and when I talked to him, he was en route back to Dubai on an Emirates A380. So, listen, I don't ask questions. I try to just defend my position. That's all. Treasuries. Okay, we talked about that. Again, I would watch this one. Now, one more comment I wrote for you guys. Follow the real rates. Okay, so let's go over that. I put it on Twitter. Let me go here. I believe it's down here. Quick. Where are we, Jack? There we go. This is Fred. You go to Fred, that tells you. This is 210. Like I said, guys, watch the real value, the real yield, which is a 10-year maturity, and minus the inflation. It was 210. It's 220. Are you with me? Yeah. This is not good. You want to real rates. There you go. If you're interested, send me an email. I will send that out for you guys. But that's what it is. I think the Fed, which is part of San Luis Fed, a lot of good data. I have that for you. It's the YTM minus. I think it's PCE. I don't know what they use as a peg for inflation, but you don't want to look at that. And there's also a future one. There's one to expect what they using an expected future rate. You know, so what we expect the real rate is. You want to look at that. And right now, this is elevated. He is a big proponent of looking at 10-year. Why? Housing. Yeah, big component. Much bigger than cars. But housing and auto. But take a look at this. Keep an eye on that. Okay, but up and down. But I'll be quick, guys. I know it's about an hour right now. Larry's up and down. We post this. Admiral Tico does. You do want to follow Admiral Tico. Who's Admiral Tico? He's my boss. I report to Admiral Tico. And the way you get there, this takes us to us. And then we'll take you to Admiral. And here's Admiral Tico. And he's 2080. This guy was like, I don't know, 1,400 people at the beginning of the year. Yeah. It's something else. When he does his charts and all that, it just exploded. He said this morning, and I think Dennis was kind enough to take time off from his busy day and respond. But this is, Emini Wizard. We said, listen, look at the charts for the IB, what's called the IB charts. You could see just the beginning is open. We said it's going to stay tight. It did. It absolutely did because it's Wednesday. Yeah, that's Admiral Tico. So back to here. We post that all the charts for PMT goes there now, because if we want to place a repository, well, we don't have other things coming in. Okay, because I'm very interested in all that. But you want somebody just to charge for, and people know it, and you know it, and also he runs the email for PMT. So when he goes through his sequence to launch an order, you'd see it's authenticated with his pictures, so you know it's coming from there. Or if you use our other trade in Chicago, PTI, the guys who are manning that desk. Remember, in other trade, you have very little time. It's a two-man deal. It's like a missile launch, two keys, right? If one goes to the bathroom, the other one has to not even move from his chair until this guy comes back. We do our charts through Admiral. He also instructs the emails out. And you get if you do a PTI with us, they the other trade, they you get a copy, they get a copy. So you match what the orders are. Anyhow, this is Larry's. It shows that the downside, it's kind of it's neutral here right now. I expect tomorrow we'll be hitting this negative 90. That's positive 90. There's a when we Tico post that. There's also PDF if you want to read about Larry. Larry's work, which was done by Larry's passed away. His adjutant and second in charge, who became the chairman. Paul Desmond is a good friend. He passed away too recently. Yeah, this stuff takes time. This is not easy. Now, this is what Peter wrote. I know some of you guys want to look at this. We just went into a buy. Okay, so again, with the data like that, I don't know if I want to hold on to that. I want to see where we are with the other one. I want to take 2 or 3 days of off time, so it's still short here. Long, short. This is live, by the way. It's a continuous contract, so it triggers day and night, whatever. Peter doesn't want to trade the short side. He only trades the long side on this. That's fine. I don't care. I tried both sides. I'm agnostic. And we're still short on the NQ. Okay, it hasn't pulled up enough. If we go down, we go down. Here we go. Yeah, nations. Okay, here's the TDEX. There's a video on nations on our. I'm not good at it, but I gotta tell you up front. I know where I'm good at. I know where I'm not good at. This is the Peter stuff. There's a webinar he did on that. Again, on our YouTube channel. You're welcome to look at it. This is much better than VIX. Much better. TDEX is a lot better than VIX. I urge you to go and take a look at it. Nations is a company that does this. Nations.com. Very bright people work there. Yeah. Not sure I qualify. Now, this is the trade we were in. This is a trade we closed early. Okay, you see where the red line was? Yeah. You see the red line? You see that? Yeah, they could see. I mean, this was we jumped out early. It was explosive. This was incredible what had happened. Yeah. Up here was remember we paid $258, I think. This one hit $11. Hallelujah! Welcome to America. Yeah. Some of you, I know, you wrote to me. I understand. Thanking. Right. I told you get out because I want to book a positive. I had 3 trades that were no good. I had to have the green one done. You guys, some of you held. One guy held 1/3, sold the 2/3 per my timing, and went to hit in this area. He got us on Friday afternoon. Hey, more power to you. Maybe I'll come and work for you. But I had a different purpose there. Again, this is the latest view of Dutch. I want you to know you can build something that up. This we can give you. That's market cap indicator. That's not a standard issue of TradeStation, but I have one of the TradeStation guy writes for me. This computes your. You can sort on this. On market cap, why? Because that's where the impacts are. This is the top 10. So this is top 40 we call it. But I want to look at what top 10 is because top 10 is a fairly high percentage of NQ itself. So if I'm trading that, I want to see what the impact is right here. Okay, now 2 more charts. Again, these are scoring stuff. There we go. 50 bar. There goes your 50 bar. Let me close this. I hate these. I hate these websites that are free. I hate that. I'll pay subscription, please. You're killing me. Yeah, sorry. Let's raise There we go. Our frequency there. You can see where we are. This is the 50 bar. First, hold on. Oh, no. What? Shut. Oh, come on. All right, there we go. I hate these things. Okay. So, let's see where we are. Big drop here. Divergence, right? Price up, divergence. Huge drop. And it's still trying to recover because of the moving average. Here's the price. Here's these two levels. I always talk about what? Find open your resolution to see what's happening to these two lines. We're still going down. Okay. What is this? It's the number of percent of stocks above 50 bar. So scoring system. You have it up to 100 up here and down to 0. If you want to get a better handle, I suggest you go to 5-year and take a look. It gets more intense, or you can get the chart. Okay, there we go. There you go. You could get a better perspective by stepping back. What the hell is this? Come on. Okay, so you could see where we are. Same value, but you could see the max limits at the stress levels, or uber hubris. Look at I forgot. What was it? There was one the CIA called imperial hubris, I think, and then there was what the Greenspan called about the market. But irrational, whatever it was, I forgot. You guys know more than I do. Yeah. Yes. So, that's a 50. Let's go to 200. I look at both. 250 is recent. That we start looking at it. I don't know if it was there before. I can't tell you. I just said we saw that's there. We start using it. Let me go again. You can change it here. Go to 5 years. Get a better feel for the limits. What to look at. Yeah. I mean, this was pandemic. This is like down here. I know I gotta get long. I gotta get long. There's no, and we're dumping 2,000 points up, down. I went to pay a ticket and come back. I swear to you, we're down 3,000 Dow points. Yeah. I said like, what? Yeah. I mean, I've almost hit somebody. I'm doing my phone in my car trying to see what the value is because the move was so massive on this. So now where are we here? About 76. What's the signal? Neutral. Yeah, it's not. This is not impressive. Either way, yeah. More work to be done? Absolutely. Speaking of more work to be done, I gotta take care of my little one for a walk. But I'm more than happy to go over some charts with you. But first, we're gonna do what we always do. We're gonna do top 10. Okay, let's do that. So let's close that. I'm going to close this one. Open on the other side. Go to swing mode. Hold on. Where's swing? Oh, there's swing. Oh, here's us. Oh, that. Oh, cool. Well, that's meta. Okay. All right. Let me open it on this side so I can see that, and then I'll be more than happy to take a few suggestions. Yeah. Top 40. I'm just trying to open on this side so I can see it. Okay, guys. Okay. Yeah, guys, I'm still trying to do, and Rich, you're absolutely right. It's a treasure hunt. I'm trying to figure out the parameters of this new go-to environment. Okay, now, so first one is Microsoft. Let's go through that. MSFT. All right, let's see. Look at the timing of the sell. Right after the close. This is in line with Meta. New highs up there. Okay. High all-time high 430.82. Remember, they got a one hell of a crew on top. Yeah. Satya, what is his name? Scott Guthrie. A lot of cash, and they've done some massive investing in key names. Okay, so Microsoft is, to me, is the ultimate company. I've always been saying it. As a matter of fact, when I found out in my heart, that's of course this was a tough period, okay. But that Microsoft was really where to be is in 2001, right, early part of right before the 9/11. A friend of mine who's very well, he's in LA. He does they hire programmers for defense companies, and it's what do you call it? It's a head shop, except for programmers, and incredible volume and massive margins. And these are large projects because you get involved. You're doing designs on missiles and all that. You can't just, they're not making burgers. You cannot fire the guy, find another one on Indeed. Okay, it doesn't work like that. Yeah, and he says, Daddy says, it's very rich father. They lived in north of Sunset in Brentwood. He says, Daddy says I'm allowed to buy some Microsoft. What do you think? He said, I like your daddy. Go buy. And and I said, why does he? But tell me, why does he say that? He says, well, they're paying a dividend. The company's technology. They're not in brick and mortar. They're not in hardware. I couldn't argue with that. And look what it's done. So this was, and of course, we're talking way back here. You could see what they've done. Yeah, like this is the 2001 2002 period. Yeah, I mean we're going through no question we're going through the .com implosion. You could see what the pricings were. Okay, boom, this area here. Even no, a little bit maybe behind. No, that's about this area. Yeah, it's getting here. It's getting difficult. They're buying it like 225. Look where it is now. Yeah, and I saw him about 4 years ago. Not this time, but before that, when I went in, and he says, I haven't sold anything because I'm just reinvesting the dividend. So that's Microsoft. Now, what would I do with it right here? Nothing. This I wouldn't worry about. This is the weekly. We got center line. That's neutral. It doesn't say buy. It doesn't say sell. It's up there. Yeah. Is it expensive? I think so. Up here, yeah. Up here because you look where you are. Sigma levels, where you are. So I try not to buy anything up there. Not for a long term. Yeah. No. Anything above here, I'm get caution. Why? That's my fair value. The yellow line is your fair value. So if you have a simple methodology, so it's not a curve fit, so the degrees of freedom are low, 1, 2, no more than 1, 2 degrees of freedom, you're gonna win. You gotta stick to it. But you gotta stick to it. The problem I have with some of you guys, and some of the people in my chat rooms are the discipline. They say they have discipline, but they just say that. Because some days it also includes me, like yesterday. So I feel their pain because I've done it myself. So that's Microsoft. Apple, we call him poor Tim Apple. No, poor Tim Apple, nobody wants him. Well, they're a big ecosystem. I wouldn't worry that much. But it's doing better than it was, but it's a central line there on a monthly. Weekly still is a sell. So I probably would buy 150 to 155s. That probably is not a bad idea. You can put some, let's say, a 2 months forward call spread with a trigger at 153. Okay, and for whatever range, 10 handles. Yeah, it's not a long-term buy, but 153 to 163, easy peasy, because where that is, yeah. Maybe 153, 173, 20 handle spread. Yeah, should be okay for Apple. But we gotta get it down there. Not now, because this says he wants to sell lower. If I take this off, give me a second for this disable. Okay. Yeah, this is the yeah. I would let. It's got room to go. It's BO 50. There's a dead cross right there. 50 with 200. So let it come down. Sigma level says, "Oh, I don't know what to do." Okay, we do nothing. We wait. It drops back. Yeah. Next, let's see. Oh, Nvidia. Okay. Very good friend has a huge position here, and I'm worried. I'm very worried because these but this is a non-professional way of trading. Yeah, too much of a concentration. Yeah, so no mention of why or how. I have no idea. Not my advice. I was just surprised and pleasantly surprised, but that was here. And if you didn't distribute out and get some money out, then I don't know, something else is wrong. Maybe. Yeah. Is she a Trumpkin? I don't know that. Maybe she is. I have no idea. This has nothing to do with being a Trumpkin or not. But it's down 40% today. And look where the range was. And what's the number Admiral Tico was after? 800. So we went through that again. This outside bar can't get through 50, below 20. This is a very bad signal, in my opinion. Why? I don't know. And this is before the news. Remember that. This is before the news. I mean, the close here was 796. We're down another 13%, $13. Yeah. You remember when it was rallying up? I mean, that's what killed me early on. Am I getting revenge? No, I'm not doing anything. I'm flat now. But I was patient to get some money back. Yeah, but this is a problem for the stock itself. Is it part of S&P? Of course it is. So, yeah, I had a friend. He passed away recently, about 2 years ago. He was head of Jefferies investment banking in aviation. Very uber smart guy. He lived next door to Ray Diella, the guy who runs Bridgewater in Stanford. And as a matter of fact, when we had Irma here, he says, "I've got a Gulf Stream on standby. Should I send to come get you and Tico?" I said, "No, sir. I'm fine. I'm serious, Barry. This be just the I could do it instantly. They owned. They still does. I forgot the name of the business. It's Wheels Up. He owns Wheels Up. Okay, yeah, and it's like a NetJet. Yeah, but it's very. I'm serious. I can't afford you. Something happened to you, both as a friend and but plus he was in the chat room. I need your guidance. Don't be. It is no cost to me. You know that. I said, don't bring that up. I'm fine here. I'm fine. We have a friend of mine here. 5 acres, several dogs, reinforced everything, double walls. I mean, it's a fortress. And he goes, are you guys armed? I said, yeah, yeah. Each of us have a AR-15. Mine has a scope on it. He goes, okay. Yeah, because you don't know when things get into chaos. Yeah. Anyhow, but so I did not get into Nvidia. He kept on saying Nvidia is the stock to be, Farry. At that time, I think it was we were right here, right? July of 17, right? Yeah, July of 17 was it? So wherever this level was, 47. Yeah, I thought it was higher. I thought it was higher. I don't know. I thought it was like $100. But that time was 50. So look at what it's done. Yeah, of course, this was a big drawdown. So anyhow, pressure on Nvidia. Yeah, no question. Google. Now, this is the name. I don't get it. Okay, now I've got a couple of guys over that I know, and I just don't get it. Just made new highs. Nancy, you were talking about this. That's right. Yeah. I wouldn't touch this. It's too late. It's too late. Yeah. I mean, where I would go and get back into Nvidia, that's a different animal. We did Reg FD. Hold on, Reg FD. I'm talking to Thomas, our friend that does the ES room from Puerto Rico. So I'm at Delta Club and just having a soft drink, waiting for my next flight. Because, well, what are you thinking? I said, I'm going to lose a couple of lunch money days. So why don't I put a trade on? Well, what are you thinking? I said, well, don't advertise. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some put spreads on. And it was, I think it was 881 or so was underlying trading. I bought a spread, and the target, Tico's target was 800. I didn't believe it. I bought the, I think, 860 to 820 spread, 40 points. And I put it away, for a month. Put it away. Well, that Monday that we came back, I think this is right here. I believe this is it. We hit 792. No, it was Friday morning. It was Friday morning. 792. I got out. Yeah. Because he was looking at 800. I covered at 792. I think the low was 760. I believe something. There we go. 762. This thing moves so fast. You're happy that they're filled. You're filled. Okay. Boom. So it's not. So that's Reg FT. I want to explain that. There was a snippet of it on the Twitter. I just want you to be aware of it. Yeah. Not something I'm necessarily too excited about. It gives you some insomnia, no question. Yeah. So, okay, Google. I wouldn't touch Google here. Google is a little bit too up there for me. Would I want to be shorting? When is the earning on short on that? Maybe Nancy could tell us. But maybe get closer to the earning, I'll have a different opinion. I'll be more than happy to share it with you on Tico's feed. But to me, this is a double top or new high. Who knows? Let the market tell you. Remember the polo shirt we made?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Bravo. So
Earnings are tomorrow.
For Google?
Yes.
Oh, that's what gets this one up. Okay. So then, post earnings will give you an opinion, guys, on Tico's account. Okay. Thank you. Bravo, Airbus. But don't go away. I may need you for a couple other ones. Let's see where we're going here. Again, I'm looking at the list here on this side. Okay, next is Amazon. Again, we're looking at by market cap. So we don't put our preference in there. We're at what the market show. Holy mackerel. They knocked this one in too. Tomorrow's going to be bloodbath on the technology. Holy mackerel. Versus what we close is incredible. Okay, another high, monthly high is registered there. So like a triple high here, right? And maybe a bias is only a downside. Maybe I'll take a break, get a scotch, maybe a Cohiba. Are you with me, Joe? in what do you call it? In what's the romance? Can I offer you a scotch? That would probably warm you up a little bit, wouldn't it? Maybe I'll go even short. This is scary. What happened? Everything just went nuts. For Meta. Was Meta that bad? I mean, come on. Some of these are not related. What's Amazon to do with Meta? Wow. Holy mackerel. But we got to study it. This is only a 4% drop, but let's see. No. But Meta itself. We haven't got to Meta yet. This is Amazon. Yeah, Meta's down 17%. Holy, and we opened up. AQ's just opened up. It can't be 219. That's not settled yet. This has to be adjusted. That's not correct. But look how we dump. Oh, God. Hold on. Let me switch here, guys. We just opened 6 o'clock. You see what happened? Where it went to VWAP? Yeah. Wow. This is earnings season. Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't tell me we didn't tell you. Okay. All right. So now Google. Yeah. Amazon. Yeah. And remember, no, Nancy, what is the earnings for Amazon, please? Because where Amazon goes the e-commerce and economy now. I mean, at some point.
Amazon's next week.
Next week. Well, okay. So then we'll try to get back to you on Amazon. Why? Because that's the week between. So let me write this down. What I promised you. I'm a promise keeper, so I got to write this down. So we talked about Google and Amazon. Now we will confirm if we see an angle. If not, we'll tell you again we didn't see it. That's noise. Yeah. Either way, you're going to hear from us on Tico, Admiral Tico's I'm sorry, FAT, Fleet Admiral Tico's feet. Okay, yeah, we're going to put on that. And poor kid is not fat at all. You feel his bones sometimes because I keep him running. Yeah, we go exercise together. Yeah, I need him and he needs me. So yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to Meta. Oh, this is going to be a tough one. This is a flush. Oh yeah. Oh, this is a flush. Yeah. Trading at 412 now. Jeez. We're down 83 handles, guys. 17%. That's a crash. You get to 20%, it's a crash. Remember the one that we went up? Remember this? Yeah, I remember how pissed off I was. Why? Because I was short S&Ps. Was I pissed off? Yeah. No. Zaki, we have got you this time, you son of a bitch. Yeah. You don't know how much this hurt me. You have no idea. Right in February, yeah. Give back time. Yeah. All right. Here's the problem. A lot of companies have a lot of people just came in. Let's say those who hired here. I gotta be pissed tomorrow, programming wise. I was head of compensation in a little dinky public company that was engineering. And you would see I would see what's coming in my inbox. Yeah. So it's a double-edged sword. It's good and bad. When things go bad, I mean, these guys are going to be completely out of money. It's going to be below the strike. Has no value. Has zero option value. That's what's happening with what do they call it? What's his name? The smart guy, Elon. Yeah, right. Sure. Yeah. And then what do you call it? Could not connect. Thomas, because he's on Starlink down in Puerto Rico. Yeah. Yeah, he's trying to convince me to go there. I'm not going anywhere. No. I can't. I got issues here. I'm gonna hang out here. Plus my my garage wants to get a Bentley. The garage doesn't like the Jag anymore. Yeah, I'm not getting a Bentley. Thank you. Not even for tax write-offs. Yeah, well, to sit there all the time? No, thank you. Meta. What's our call? What's our call on Meta? Well, you can't get short now. It's way too late. Way too late. That's our sidebar also. But remember, this is full time. This is current. These are standard bars, so they close at 4. You could see at 493 there. It says 410. Wow, what a haircut. I don't know. I don't know, Meta. Too early to call. Pass. I'm not sure if I want to put anything on it anyway. But here we go. I'll put Meta in the bracket. That is, if it makes sense, I'll come and do something, and so forth, so on. Okay, we'll put it on again. Make sure you follow Tico. Tico's that's at fleet _ ADM _ Tico. I don't know why. If all the things he changed, you should open the number of characters for a name. You know, at Twitter. This Twitter is not what I like. It's not. It has so many issues. Plus, they took down TweetDeck. With TweetDeck, you could manage multiple vectors, which of them be different accounts you have, because we have accounts by product. It was just a mess you created. You should go back to smoke his pot and leave us alone. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but still, leave me alone. Don't impact me. Okay, let's go to Avgo. This is Broadcom. RegFT, my other brother, the smart one, has worked for them. I think he still does in a smaller capacity. He's freelance. He doesn't work for anybody. They contract his company. They pay his company, Avatar Consultants. He's got the VPN patent. Yeah, he did. You know how you transfer money? Yeah. Lockup comes up on browser or from your phone. That's his. Are you paying him a little bit? Yeah. To whatever system that is. Yeah, there's a little loyalty involved. Yeah. But he worked for them recently. Yeah. He may still does that. I have to give you the right. I don't know. I don't keep up with that minutia. I have my own problems here. 1250, huh? Okay, this has got a few more days to go. Wait to see where it is at 50, which is 1303. 50 bar. Let me go here so you guys can see it. That's a 50 bar coming up. Remember, we keep same colors. 50 bar, including across most of our charts. I can't say all, but close to. Sometimes colors becomes an issue, but because of conflict with something else we have. But 50 and white bar. 50 is cyan. White is 200. So this test is an issue because and we're at -1, -2 sigma. So if we continue this area, we probably go south. If we break above 1, then the only test above us is 50, and you got a 20 on top of that. That's a 20 bar. That's a confluence. My guess is that we probably go to the 20 bar, 06, 1309, this area, 1310. Then we could have a call. Otherwise, I wouldn't touch. Would I need me to intervene with you guys? No. Keep that in mind. Get to 50 or 20, and then you can make a call. And most likely it will go down, but we'll see. Most likely. Why? This is a little bit tough. Remember, if we go up, this actually gets better, and that's the hook. That's when you bring the sheep to be slaughtered. That's so. Right, Joe? Don't you guys have some sheep in Murmansk? What's the status of sheep in Murmansk? Thanks, Joe. Irrational exuberance. Got it. Yes, got it. Thanks, Dennis. All right, Richard. We'll see you. Webinar copy would go up. I think I'm done here. Tesla, we talked about it. Let's go to Tesla. That's the last one here. Yeah, Tesla. Big jump to 20 bar. Look where it is now. Yeah. So we didn't know what it was doing last night. It was just rallying up, but look where it settled down. It kind of asymptotic, and that's 0.6 here. You could see there. That's a 0.6. Look at that gap up. Power of sigma channels. You see the gaps up and down. There's a logical area it's going to land, and also all the crawlers who are looking for order flow are statistically balanced, so they go to that levels to check. So, not a surprise. The 8 years in Chicago will not waste it. There's had a lot to do to understand order flow. Yeah. All right. Well, ASML. I don't know what this company does, but it's some sort of a chip manufacturing. Nancy knows this stuff better. Chip manufacturing business. Okay, again, same problem. Remember, this is why this is similar because it's a big part of the index, follows the index, and now followed up, and now it's got in trouble. Last but not least, this is the one I was saying we should be long before. It should be safe last year, remember? And it has. Now it's in the noise around 50. No call. Pass. Yeah. This is a coin toss. I don't like a coin toss. I want to bet on a sure thing. Yeah. So hold on. No good. Okay, that concludes my top 10 of NASDAQ 100. This is a new feature we've added recently. We do it. You can see it on the webinars. But I'm more than happy to take a couple other names. If you guys have something, I'll be more than happy. Richard says, for another, we're overexperienced. I know, Richard has one hell of a sense of humor. I had the pleasure of meeting him. He came to Chicago with his family. I said, well, we're going to have lunch at the university at Chicago Union League. And he goes, are you sure, boss? I checked that. I said, don't worry, come on. It's a trade. Don't worry, you come on. You might guess, come on. And the kids had a great time. His grandkids actually had a great time. So yeah, I just told him, don't run around crazy around here. It's all marble. I don't want it to fall down the stairs. Yeah. Yeah, as you come in, there's a huge picture of Dwight Eisenhower. That's a very, very military club there. Uber right wing, yeah. But I mean, listen, for democracy and all that, not like the Trump kid is crazy. No, this is actually, very civilized, yeah. But a very right wing, absolutely. Military right wing, I should say. So, any questions for me, guys? All right, guys, I'm going to close the recording. We're going to post this shortly. Remember, we can post this real quick. And thank you. Some feedback last time. We did it in a rush. Some of the labeling was wrong. For a few hours, I finally got it because I usually after this I take a break, so I wasn't near to fix it. But we'll post it. I appreciate all of you guys attending, helping me out. You gotta realize others. Thank you, Dennis. I appreciate it. Others benefit a lot from your questions, and it's good for all of us. Good night, all. Bye now.